Hi guys, this is skittflash here, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 3 FES. Now, in this part, I'm going to be doing something I probably haven't done ever. Uh, well, cashing in this quest for one thing. We get a red muffler, which means we can make Hellbiker. Fantastic Fiend. Um, kicked my ass in Nocturne, no doubt. I'd have to assume. Maybe not. That's just Matador, really. But anywho's, I'm going to be doing this quest, Go Water the Flowers, because it gives you a maid costume for someone, and you all know how I want that. But yes, we're just going to be accepting a ton of the side quests that I just never bothered to do because I looked them up, and they're actually much easier to do than I thought they were. I don't know why I just decided right now. Maybe because I just recently got Xenoblade Chronicles, and I'm in a super questing mood because that game is. Holy shit, there are just way too many quests for that. Oh my gosh. But anywho's, let's just do what we can right now. The first one we want to chip off is collect the Sengoku era helm. This one, I didn't know, I didn't think of this. This guy always wears it when he's doing his class lectures, and I'm surprised he actually knows my name. That's so cool. I know it almost makes me feel so attached. But anyways, you listen to Unramble. This is actually a multi-day quest. You actually have to come back here again and again and again. But what I didn't know is that you actually get an academics boost every time you talk to him, which is really cool. I probably should have done that, before I totally maxed out my academic stat. That probably would have been very, very useful. So, it just goes to show, I really should have been trying to do these quests. I don't know, something about just running around the school, passing all the people, like Keisuke right there. I don't know, something about it just feels it develops, I don't know, like an attachment to the school. Like, even these guys know us. I don't even know who this is. Like, we get to enter the laboratory. I mean, we don't really get to go in the laboratory. We go in, but we don't see what it looks like. And, yeah, we get to explore the school and whatnot. It's just a growing, it adds to, the whole atmosphere and whatnot. And I can only imagine Minato just carrying an atomical, body on his back right now. Running through the school. Anywho's, there's a male student up the roof, and he can be kind of deceiving because right behind him is actually a bunch of flowers about to wilt that you have to go water. You can't actually do this until you go on the school date with Elizabeth, so yeah, make sure that's a thing. And it gets you the gives you the Mitsuru maid costume, which is disappointing because, Mitsuru's not even here right now, so she can't be a maid right now, but soon enough. Soon enough. Or was it? Yeah, it was. Okay, and seeing how I orchestrated that pretty well, I ended off right by the teleporty guy, I'm actually going to go to this place and do some shrine doing. This is actually a re-recording, so to speak, because I accidentally mashed X too fast and chose to hang out with Yukari instead of Chihiro like I wanted to, which was totally sucky. But what was even worse was that when I did do the thing with Yukari, I actually got fantastic luck, and it made Minato feel great, which means his condition improved, which would have been fantastic because we're going into Tartarus today. I probably shouldn't have. Looking in retrospect, I probably should have actually waited till Matsuru gets back because she's actually not here at the moment. Won't be back for some time, as Akihiko said. And when I said this is a re-recording, I also mean this is actually a 3 times re-recording, because you gotta make sure you do this. On 11/6, talk to Junpei. Obviously he's feeling pretty down about things, and just say go see her. Encourage him. It's a cool little FES exclusive thing. It's pretty cool, I guess. I never did it before, but might as well see it now. And as long as we're by the vending machine, I feel proud about all this streamlining, dovetailing. It's not really streamlined, it's wasting time. But you want to buy some Cielo Mist, 20 Cielo Mists. I got 22 because I miscounted. But you just want a shit ton of Cielo Mist for a future quest. I never realized just how many of these things you'll actually need. But yes, so we are going to Tartarus. The whole reason I went to Tartarus in the first place was because I didn't even think we could go to Tartarus that day. Because, I figured with Mitsuru gone, we'd be like, no, let's not go today. But as you notice, Agus is level 33, incredibly underleveled. Ken is not doing so well either. Or he's falling behind, he's not that bad. Koromaru, I'll deal with Koromaru some other time. But for a while, at least we have our team, set up, so to speak. But yes, Tartarus, more Tartarus stuff. And yeah, as you know, we reached the plateau last time. But now that we're level 53, I actually want to do something fantastical. And that would be go here and do some fusion. Am I actually going to show this? No, I'm going to cash in my quest first. Got a lot of them. Atomical body, and that gives you something or other. Land badge. No idea what that does. I'll have to check up on that sometime in the near future. And we got a maid outfit for Mitsuru. Fantastic. If only she were here for her to wear that. But anywho's, we're going to accept more requests. We're going to accept the Tartarus specific ones, because that's again what we're going to be doing. 6 pink feathers and 3 moon tablets. Ooh, that's going to be probably bad. We don't have enough space for that. And seeing as we're going to level up, we might as well level up. I'm tricking myself out here, aren't I? Yes, we are. We're going to make a cert, because we can do that. I actually got really lucky. I got a Hikuri Hime with Resist Ice, and, and Dairahan, which means that Cert will have Resist Ice, which means he will have no weaknesses whatsoever. I'm not sure if Cert will naturally learn Resist Ice, but I don't think he does, and in which case I'm really happy, because now he has no weaknesses, and I just love doing that, just inheriting skills to cover your weaknesses. He also has Maragi Dine, so that's a tier 3 multi-hit spell, so fantastically awesome. And something is about to happen to Deathbound. Sure, why not? Deathbound is a good skill, so I'll even get an awesome skill. Repel Strike, that's gonna save my ass in the near future. You just watch, guys. Because, yeah, Repel Strike. Any Repel, Null, Absorb skills are just a godsend to have, especially when I fuse them into things. And as you can see, the next level he'll actually learn Ragnarok. That is an exclusive skill to, or the signature skill of Cert. It is actually a tier 4 fire spell, so even more fantastically awesome. It's just ridiculous. So we may make sure we're doing that. Anywho's, you saw me fusing a Mithra. We need Mithra. For a 5 cross fusion, we need all the Mitamas and a Mithra. I don't know why you need the Mithra, honestly now. But we're going to be making a Daisojo. Yes, another fiend. This is another cool fiend. In Nocturne, he's like the most useful. I almost said useless. Definitely not. He's like the most useful. One of the most useful fiends to have in Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Like, he's a low level, but like everyone I see uses him. I think because he has like a multi-healing spell. I think I remember that being the thing. But in this game, he sadly doesn't have something fantastically awesome like that. But he does have Samsara, the signature spell of Daisojo in this game, and that is it's like it's a step above Mahamon, which means it's like a 90% chance of instant light death to all enemies. It's fantastically awesome. I mean, it's light magic, so it can only be so cool. But as you know, that's nice to know. And as soon as we learn Hama Boost, as soon as he level up, which he will because he has growth something or other, then we'll get Hama Boost, and then it will fail a little less, which is always fun. But first you want to register these personas because, yes, one of Elizabeth's requests was actually to make a Daisojo, and we did it so we can actually cash in on that quest, but because we're already accepting 3 quests right now, we'll actually have to wait till we complete a quest before we can actually accept that one, so we'll have to do some Tartarus stuff. Anywho's, I'm going to be taking Aegis along, because Aegis is, like, under levels as all hell. I'm going to bring Yukari, because Yukari is the bae, and you always got to bring Yukari, especially now that she has a tier 2 persona, and she can actually, do that awesome tier 2 persona stuff. And Ken, because he's under leveled, also because he has light magic, and that's fun. Yukari actually has Dairahan, which is fantastic. Okay, so, yes, now we're going back to the speeding up thing. As you notice, I still have that spear on me, which gives me a wind attack. Something I didn't realize about that is you can actually score critical hits while doing wind attack. I didn't realize it, and it was kind of disappointing. Or maybe you can. You can exploit wind weaknesses, which makes it so, like, you can do wind attacks. I'm speeding up it a little bit more than usual, and I almost feel bad about that, because I almost can't tell what I'm doing. I mean, I still can to an extent. Like, I'm about to use Maragi Dine, yes. I don't know why I always choose to use Maragi Dine, especially since it always misses that one guy and prevents me from getting an all-out attack. But yes, as I did with Mothman way back in the day, I'm actually going to try and be getting Cert as much EXP as possible, because as soon as he learns Ragnarok, that'll be the day I just go to town. Mind Charge Ragnarok, I can hardly wait. But anywho's, this is a new floor. It's all psychedelic and whatnot. Very, very interesting. The music you're hearing right now, I actually dropped the ball with editing and I don't have the actual track, so I'm not listening to it right now. But I'm just gonna go on a limb here and say you're listening to Persona 4 music. Just a theory. Because as of today, actually, I'm actually recording. The whole reason I was so excited to record this is because my internet's really, really bad. So I was watching the Persona 4 Golden anime. It's the first episode just came out today, and I was like, you know what? It's not loading. I'll record, and by the time I'm done recording, it will be loaded. And I'm super excited about that. I'm super excited to record too. It's been so long. But yes, the Persona 4 Golden anime. I watched half of the first episode before it got too much to load, and oh my gosh, the hype is too real. It's too badass. I can't take it. Yu Narukami, just too cool. On the subject of Persona 4, though, I don't know if I want to actually Let's Play. I mean, it's definitely something I would like to, but not in the near future. I definitely like to take a break from obscenely long games. May or may not, who knows, maybe I'll just... Or Persona, at least, but, you know, I must, as much as I love it, it's... You gotta mix things up a little, I guess you could say. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. So yes, more likely than not, you're listening to Persona 4 music. I mean... Now that I said that, I obviously have to put in Persona 4 music, otherwise, will that just be wacky? But anywho's, as you can see, or as you can see, because things are going a little fast, is that I probably used, yes, I've used Daisojo a bit. His Samsara, again, as good as it is, it's still light magic, so, you know, you'll still have one of those bewildering moments where, like, even though they're weak to it, it misses at, like, 90% chance, and you're just baffled. But, you know, it's just something you gotta do. It's also very, very pricey. Samsara is like 40 SP, which is nothing to sneeze at. You use that too much and you'll be out. I'm actually getting low on SP. It's kind of freaking me out here, because that usually never happens in this game. Of course, as soon as we reach the checkpoint of this place, we'll get it all back, which is fun. And if you remember me saying I wanted EXP for, Cert, I actually turned around and it's actually good to use Suzaku right now, because Suzaku has Cool Breeze, which recovers 8% of what am I even trying to say here? 8% of your HP and SP after every battle, so he's the only reason I still have even enough SP to be doing stuff right now. Luckily Ken's gonna carry me because I can use those Hamons. And everyone is leveling like crazy, like I guess levels like every 2 fights. It's kind of hilarious, just because I think I mentioned this before, but characters gain more EXP the lower level they are, because you know just how you gain less EXP the higher level you are. And I'm kind of surprised how everyone is just weak to light magic. It's kind of funny. Maybe it's like they knew you were going to be using a Daisojo at this point in time. It only makes sense. He's like level... I completely forget. But, anywho's, we are at the checkpoint, and we still got a boss to fight, and I didn't realize just how long the boss fights get, so have fun for the next 10 minutes. Yes, that should be very fun indeed. Anywho's, we're going back to fuse some Personae? I don't really know what I'm doing right now. Well, we definitely want to switch out Aegis, because the coming boss fight actually uses a lot of Zeo-based attacks, and Aegis still can't resist those yet. I don't think... I've never even gotten a gun. I don't even know if there are guns. They're, Nihil guns. There must be. It only makes sense. But we got a space jam. I don't know what just like the land badge, I have no idea what that does. I'll make sure I have to check that. And we're gonna be fusing something else? Maybe? Oh, no, we're accepting another quest. We're creating Daisojo because, you know, he's in our party. We have the Daisojo right now. I forget what we get for him, though. We get another space badge. One of these days I'll know what those do. But yes, for now, let's just accept... What am I gonna do? Alice with Megiddo. I think we're actually a high enough level to do that. I think Alice is... You have to be level 54, I'd imagine. To have her have Megiddo, I might have to do some crazy fusions. Not sure about that yet, but I'll worry about that later. Right now, we gotta fight these Sunda Sword, as Poyo would put it. These Thunder Sword blades. And I just so happened to be at the right place in the right time, so to speak. Or not so to speak, I don't really know what I'm even saying. Again, I switched out with Akihiko because Akihiko resists or blocks lightning at this point in time, so we need that. And I'm actually gonna fight these guys with power charges. I think they're weak. Oh yes, that's what it was. I set Akihiko to support because yes, he's actually using debuffs, you know, confidently, and that makes me so happy inside. These bosses are actually, they resist all physical type attacks, and they also they obviously absorb lightning because they're lightning-based enemies. The only thing they have no affinity towards is wind attacks and ice attacks, and because, and I didn't realize this, but, you know, it'd kind of be nice to have Mitsuru here, but Mitsuru is, like, you know, doing all that Mitsuru stuff, so I kind of dropped the ball here. But it actually works very well, because, you know, as you remember, my Wind Lance is wind-based, my Gale Bong, or whatever the hell it's called. It's wind-based, so that means I do wind-based attacks with my main attack, which, and it has a very, very good base attack, that spear, better than anything we have at the moment in time. So it cuts right through the, like, you know, their resistances, because it has no written resistance, unlike, you know, the pierce resistance that normal spears would have, or any kind of weapon like that. And I'm just gonna put everyone on support because I'm the one mainly doing damage. That mind, I didn't realize that this was actually science for me. I didn't think power charge would actually affect the wind attack, but it totally did, and it makes me really happy because we do 500 damage per shot, and that's just the best thing ever. Luckily, Akihiko, again, he's using, you know, debuffs. That probably would have killed Ken had it not been for, you know, him using Mazio Dine and killing Ken. And everyone's dead, and that's almost kind of sad. But what I really need to do before I revive everyone is actually kill this guy. He has every single kind of debuff on him right now, thanks to good old Akihiko. Yeah, gotta love how he's actually debuffing. I really love that. I mean, really, theoretically, right now, we don't even have to bring them back. I mean, we resist Thunder, so we're not going to be dying anytime soon. They only use Thunder attacks, I'm pretty sure. And Akihiko cannot be hurt by these guys in the slightest. So, like, if he would heal us, that would be fantastic. Then yeah, we could just bro this fight out between me and him. But I think I'm actually gonna bring back Thra? I'm gonna use me Diorama, that's right. Put us up on a, you know, make sure we're not totally dying. Cause that's the best thing to do, right? I guess so. Defense reverted? I didn't realize he had a defense buff. Maybe they did, maybe they debuffed us. Or maybe we start with an, Auto Maraku. We're beginning to have personas that just have the Auto Ma spells, buff spells, which is fantastic. And that was a total lie, they do have physical-based attacks, which kind of makes me incredibly sad because I didn't realize this, and because, again, only Dionysus is kind of resistant to that, he almost killed me. Luckily, you know, again, this is the epitome of, you know, we get stronger faster than they get better. Dairahan completely refills all your health. I can only survive. I'm already dead almost again. I'm gonna have to, again, as it's going right now, we're going absolutely nowhere, which is kind of sad. Am I gonna chance it? No, I'm gonna switch to Dionysus first because we need to resist everything. I didn't realize, again, Dionysus resists Thunder and the two types of physical attacks that these guys use, so, you know, that's fantastic. And, oh, thank you, Akihiko, you are such a bro. Healing me up like that. Yes, but the moment if we can attack this guy anytime soon, that would be fantastic. Again, yes, Dairahan completely refills health. So, like, it's just fantastic. We get all our health back like they haven't even scratched us. If you can keep on doing that consistently, which is the challenge, then you will just never die, ever. Kinda cool. What did I want to say to... I don't know what I wanted to say after this. One thing I don't like about his debuff logic, though, is apparently he feels like Secunda is the very first thing you should debuff him with, which I don't necessarily agree with. I'd really like the Raccoondas, but whatever. Secunda's good too. If he misses an attack like he did right there, well then, you know, I have Akihiko to thank for that. This time's gonna be different. I love how he says that, because when I was recording this, because I died to this boss, I always die to the boss fights at least like a ton of times before I actually beat them. But every single time, Ken said, this time's gonna be different, and he just immediately dies again. It's kind of funny, in a very, very dark sort of way. But yeah, okay, yes, everyone has healing spells, which is nice. That's probably why I picked up this team. But again, Yukari has the healing spell, totally the best. The moment she has me Dairahan, which will be in the distant, distant future, that's just gonna be the best thing ever. Almost as awesome as Power Charge. I just love this spell, honestly. It makes me feel so giddy inside. Except when you miss. Again, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. So yes, again, this boss fight, well, Ken's dead again. Well, what else is new? Back on the floor, I suppose. Poor little guy. Luckily Yukari's confident. But yes, we're almost done with this. We only have 3 more minutes left, and that means we're probably going to kill this one in our one shot again. So yes, so only one left, so it gets significantly easier. And he uses more Tarunda, that's kind of funny. It's probably because he doesn't have Tarunda anymore. He probably replaced it, which is fine with me, honestly. It's not like he's ever going to run out of SP by spamming Monterunda, because I never do that. But again, yes, Dairahan. What I also noticed, what I like about Yukari is because I have her 30% HP thing, she has a ton of health, which is very nice for a healer to have, like, you know, because when a healer dies, that's when shit's getting real. I mean, she naturally has a ton of SP as it is, so I don't really need to give her the SP ring. As good as that would be, you don't really, I think the HP thing is much cooler, because again, she has like 400, she has much more HP than anyone else here. Maybe Junpei or Aegis might have more, probably not, but those are the only two I'd imagine would having more, because those are kind of the physical users. But yeah, so yeah, she has a ton of HP. She won't be dying anytime soon. This guy will be dying soon, I think. I don't know if I'm actually going to go for another power charge. I probably will, because that's just how I roll. It makes me feel better, even though it does 2.5 times more damage, and I don't think I'd actually need it. Maybe I would. I honestly could just put it on a auto battle at this point in time. But who knows? Am I just going to be safe? Am I going to play it? Yes, I am. I probably could have ended the fight here, but who knows? Overkill is fun too. Anywho's, but yeah, strike attack. You know, I think they have resistances to physical. I'm pretty sure that's an actual thing. Yeah, just putting it on auto battle, because we have this in the bag. Or do I? Oh, maybe I just didn't want her to heal? I don't know what I'm doing. What I do know is, oh, that's right, yes, I'm actually switching to Cert, because again, if Cert can get the kill, then that means Cert can get the EXP for it, which is fantastic, because it's just a boss that only gives 1,000. That's kind of disappointing, actually. I thought it'd give much more than that. I mean, nothing to cry about, but, you know, that's cool too. Cert gets the XP, so we're one step closer to Ragnarok, which is very cool. I didn't realize, you know, Minato levels up pretty quickly compared to Cert. Yeah, so we need, you know, if we killed 24 more of those, then maybe we could actually do Ragnarok. But we'll level him up more in the upcoming parts of Tartarus, which we'll be doing next time on Let's Play Persona 3 FES. Until then, this has been skittflash. Hope you've enjoyed watching. Bye!